talking to Dr. Leonard Madu, and the topic is democracy in Nigeria. And of course, Dr. Madu, some of the things that you have revealed in here are almost extraordinary, and we want to give you an opportunity to talk about some of the solutions to some of these problems, because if everybody is stealing and getting as much as they possibly can, then there seems to be no viable solution. I think you've already mentioned the fact of what the State Department might be able to do, but let's talk at it from that angle.
Everybody has to declare their assets before you get elected. And when you are elected, you have to declare assets at least every year. Just like here, you know, the president and the vice president, you know how much they make, you know, by their tax returns every year. No big deal about that. They should do that in Nigeria. People should be able to declare their assets if they want to run for office, declare their assets when they leave, so you know what they have and what they don't have. Okay, in the country now, you have every military officer wants to run for office. Every military officer is a millionaire. People who just got into the army in 1980, 1970, they are millionaires. They want to run for president. Where did the money come from? Not from their salary, obviously. You know that. And they weren't in business either. So where did the money come from? That's what we've told Mr. Obasanjo, you know, since he's trying, have all former military officers who served in political offices in the country declare their assets so that people can know where these millions they are spending comes from. You cannot have ex-military officers building, you know, buying airlines, buying shipping, buying shipping lines, all this, buying shipping lines, building universities. These are former military officers who earn nothing, having all this. Where is the money coming from? You see, those things have to be done. We give Mr. Obasanjo credit for having the courage to, you know, start at least
moving toward democracy.
Moving, you know, moving towards this things forcefully. But he has to do more. That to have the confidence of the people. Most of the people in the country knows who have stolen that money. They know whom they are. All they're saying is, hey, government, just do that. Why don't you say all the military officers declare their assets? Then we'll see how much they have. Find out where they got the money. And 9 chances out of 10, most of it is stolen, you see.
Well, if you were to require that, but it seems to me that, you know, there's so much dishonesty going on that many people certainly wouldn't declare all of their resources and et cetera, so they would come up with almost any kind of figure to indicate that they don't have anything, wouldn't they? I mean, it would be difficult to track them down, even though, you know that they've got, I mean, it seems to me that if they had to do that they wouldn't be honest in reference to doing it.
Yep, so, absolutely. Some of them might try that. But let me give you an example. If somebody was a lieutenant colonel in the army for a few years, then when he retired, he has a mansion of $2 million. Fine. He can let him explain how he came about $2 million in a few years as a lieutenant colonel. You know what their salary is. That's not even enough to build a good house. How much more having a mansion of $2 million? And most of them live in houses like that. Where did that money come from? We start from there. Then you can a good prosecutor and investigator can start getting into other things. Yeah, some of them, you know, launder their money through their families and all is fine. You can get your families to tell us exactly where all that money they're spending is coming from. You know, that can be done. I think one of the effective ways to restructure the tax system. Right now, the government doesn't know who is paying taxes and who is not paying, to be frank with you. They know the civil servants pay taxes because it's taken directly from their salary. It's taken directly from their salary. But the average Joe Blow who is making $10 million a year, nobody can tell you how much taxes they pay. And so the tax structure has to be completely revamped and restructured so that the government will know who is in business and who is not in business. You know, to know exactly, have you paid, you know, your tax on this sum you made this year? Right now, the government cannot tell you that, you see. So that's very important for the government to do. Another good point here is to completely restructure the judicial system so it can have teeth. For example, if a judge orders a policeman to go and arrest somebody,
he has to do that.
Nobody will show up. He will just defy the order. Yeah, he will defy the order. A few days ago, I was reading in a newspaper, a judge sent summons to the deputy Senate president who was holding the hearings on this third term issue. A policeman blocked the servant of the warrant from going to serve the warrant. That cannot happen here. That'd be obstruction of justice. But nothing happened. So the judicial system has to be